Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Wi-Fi Walks. In the last episode, we carried on from Luxillian and we made our way under the A30 through the geological centre of Cornwall in Llanlivet, and on from there it was just a short walk until we got to Withiel, which is the halfway marker of the Saints Way. And I made it all the way to West Park Farm on the A39, which is where we continue our walk today. So today I'm going to film the last section of the Saints Way again. Already done the walk all the way to Padstow from West Park Farm. I filmed it, edited it, and foolishly I deleted all of the raw footage off my phone before I'd exported the edited video out of the app, and therefore lost the whole lot. So not to be too disheartened by it, I've come back today slightly ill prepared with the wrong footwear. It's raining, so I'm expecting it's going to be a bit of a soggy one, but as I say, if you wait for the weather, you'll wait forever. So let's get on with it. So I did bring the drone last time, and I did manage to get some footage. I remember flying it above myself here, and I'm pretty sure I can pull that footage back off of the drone's SD card. So there's not going to be a lot of continuity to it. Obviously I'm wearing different clothes, it's a different day, the field has grown somewhat. And yeah, but whenever I get the opportunity to drop in the drone footage from the last video, I should definitely be doing that. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. I think I've done enough chatting for a minute. Let's do some walking. Some of the little cut-throughs and paths that this route takes you along make it quite easy to imagine that they would have been like main roads to the folk using them back then. Locals would have most certainly made the most of having people on long journeys passing through their hamlets and villages by offering them their goods and produce to earn a bit of money or trade some commodities being transported along the route. If there was the chance to do so, I'm sure they would have taken full advantage of that, and not always in the most pleasant of ways. There are many tales of highwaymen and women here in Cornwall, and I can't help but think that quite a lot of wrongdoing would have occurred as well. So one thing I haven't accounted for wearing my trainers is the distinct lack of grip. So I'll be very surprised if I don't fall on my ass at some point between here and Padstow. We're about half an hour in and I've slipped 5 times already, which unfortunately I didn't catch on camera, but I think if I had my phone in my hand at the time I would have definitely gone on my ass. So yeah, watch out for a massive skid at some point. So I think I'm right in saying there's actually another old fort just here off to the side of the Saints Way. I'll try and pop an aerial photograph of the earth mounds in. I'm fairly sure it's just up behind there. I remember looking into it the last time I walked along here. So yeah, I'll double check with the OS maps a second, but I'm fairly sure there's another fort in behind there, and I believe it's on private land, so you can't access it without permission. But it's quite fascinating to me anyway that there's all this history just tucked away right under your nose, and you would never even think about it until somebody pointed it out. So yeah, I do really get a lot of enjoyment out of being out and about and documenting this stuff, not just for you guys, for myself too. So yeah, I'm fairly sure that was the spot. I'll double check, and if it is, I'll pop a photo in. Cheers and all. Well, the sun's coming out. It's definitely warming up. It's turned out to be a really nice day. I still think there's a good chance of me slipping on my ass though, because the ground's pretty wet. And yeah, as I say, it's I'll be surprised if I manage to stay on my feet. So we're now at the edge of the tidal reach on the north coast, here in Little Petherick. St Petrock Minor Church of Nan's Fountain, meaning fountain in the valley, is located here. It's a lovely little 14th century church built on the site where it is believed St Petrock had his preaching hall in the 6th century. We'll talk a bit more about St Petrock when we get to Padstow in a little while. Could this be the Nan's Fountain? The fountain in the valley? It's right next to the church, so it makes sense to me. So we can actually see the Camel estuary there. We've just walked along the side of Little Petherick Creek. So yeah, over in the distance there we can see rock, and we're heading to walk over that hill by that obelisk. And just over the other side of that hill is Padstow. Got a slight blockage. That definitely wasn't there the last time I came. I'm not sure how well it's picking it up on camera, but you can certainly tell autumn is here. The sun's shining through the trees there on all the leaves, all the different golds and browns and reds. Absolutely magical. So I know I definitely took some drone footage. Oh wow, look at that butterfly. Anyway, oh look, there's loads. Don't know if you can pick them up on camera. Loads of butterflies there. Sorry, yeah, as I was saying, I know I've definitely got some drone footage from this section from the last video, so I shall shamelessly put that in now. All along the Saints' Way, where old footsteps remain, from Foy's soft harbour to Padstow's wide plain, the path winds gently through bramble and fern, where tides of the centuries silently turn. The sea breeze whispers through valleys and trees, telling tales of the monks and their prayers on the breeze. With sandals wore thin by the miles they trod, on a trail carved in homage to journey and God. The rolling green countryside cradles the trail, with hedgerows like guardians, steadfast and pale. Larks sing of morning where foxgloves arise, and the shadows grow long under Cornwall's grey skies. Through dales and high pastures, through hamlet and field, where secrets of ages are quietly sealed, stone crosses stand watch with a weathered grace, markers of souls who once passed this place. Then the moors rise up, cloaked in a hushed grey mist, where the earth and the heavens seem almost to kiss. The silence is sacred, the air sharp and wide, a liminal world where old spirits still hide. And onward it stretches, the pilgrim's old thread, where faith walked with hunger and silence with dread. Yet it still endures that time-honoured way, a ribbon of echoes from Foy to Padstow Bay. So walk it with wonder, with heart open wide. Let the wind be your anthem, the sky be your guide. For in every green mile and salt-scented stone, you follow the footsteps of those long gone home. I can't believe how many butterflies I'm seeing here. Absolutely loads. I hope you can see them on the camera. They're everywhere. I don't think I've actually ever seen so many butterflies. I'm not sure what flavour they are, but they're white with little black tips on their wings. Remember these steps from the last time. These are steep, man, and there's loads of them. Climbing up from the creek down there, up over this little headland, and yeah, so I work. You really can't see how steep it is, but yeah. Getting out a puff. As I walk through the valley of a farmer called Seth, I take a look at myself and realise I'm out of breath. didn't get a chance to do last time was actually go and take a closer look at the obelisk, and just bumped into a lovely chap down there who was returning from the obelisk, and told him what I'm up to. And apparently there's mention of the family name Prideaux on the obelisk. So we're making really good time today. Absolutely smashed this walk out the park. So yeah, we've got a little bit of time, so I'm going to go and check it out. Lovely little shelter. It's built better than a lot of people's houses, that. It's a shame the view's been obscured. They haven't chopped down the bushes, but you can see all the way out through the Camel Estuary over there. What a view. The granite obelisk we can see here on top of Dennis Hill was built in 1889 to commemorate Queen Victoria's Golden Jubilee, which was 2 years earlier in 1887. Standing on top of a 180-foot trig point, old Ordnance Survey maps show a circular earthworks before the monument was built, and some people believe that this could have been the site of an old hill fort. So this foundation stone was laid by Major Charles Robert Prideaux, and he was a member of the St Petrock's Lodge, which was founded in 1735 with Masonic ceremonial, and the stone was laid on the 1st of January 1889. When you take a look around from up here where the obelisk is, it's easy to understand why people think this would have been the perfect spot for a hill fort. You can see for miles up here. You'll be able to see people approaching you from the sea as well as from the land in pretty much all directions. Is that a Red Admiral? Look like one. So we've now arrived at St Petrock's Church in Padstow, and also the end of the Saints' Way. There have been at least 3 churches here named after St Petrock, the first being built here in the year 518 AD. St Petrock was a missional saint who settled here from Ireland. The church, monastery and everything contained here was destroyed by the Vikings in 981. After a Saxon church was built here and then added to by the Normans, it was finally replaced with what we see here today in 1425, so pretty old by all accounts. Located at the end of the church is a tomb which contains the remains of quite a few of the Prideaux-Brune family from just up the road at Prideaux Place, which we'll visit in the next episode to see what all the fuss is about. Inside St Petrock's Church are a number of shrines and plaques to commemorate many members of the family, which just goes to show how important they were in Padstow and further afield. I'll post a few clips of them for you now. So just a short walk up the hill from St Petrock's Church is Prideaux Place, a beautiful Elizabethan manor house built in 1592. It's a Grade 1 listed building that has been owned and inhabited by the Prideaux family for over 400 years. Join me next time when we take a look inside and see what we can find. Thanks for watching guys, take care and catch you soon. Cheers!